Okay guys, here we go. It's Saturday, February 25th. My name is Dave Coker and this is Talking About Finance. And what an excellent night to get together. It's Saturday night in Essex. Well, it's Saturday night every place. We've been to the pub. We had dinner and drinks. It was a wonderful time. And since it's Saturday night, we're likely to head out again, closer to midnight. But before going out, we'd like to look back at yet another week in which our view, our paradigm, our approach to engaging the markets was once again upheld. We'll get into the details later, but we're seeing huge losses in the US markets. But that doesn't matter to us. Seekers of cash flow, buy and hold investors, all of us. We invest in the markets for one purpose, to realize cash flow, which helps us achieve financial security. We recognize financial security cannot be achieved by trading. I'm a market professional, guys. Decades of professional experience with tier one world-class investment banks. I will tell you, you cannot trade stocks, bonds, foreign exchange, currencies, NFTs, options, futures. It doesn't matter what you're trying to trade. You cannot do it and consistently profit, consistently make money. Compare last week for traders and those of us who invest for dividends. Last week I got paid. February's dividends are being rolled out, or paid out I should say. They're accumulating in my brokerage account. Next Wednesday, March 1st, the first business day of the next month, after I receive all of February's dividends, I'll be buying stocks. I'll be doing this with what I like to call other people's money, money I didn't earn. Rather, I got it from passive income, from dividends. So every month I reinvest this cash flow and build my wealth. I use compounding in my favor. I'm in control of my financial future, of my destiny. As are many of you who watch these videos, read my articles and comment. DMs mostly, but still some of the comments are pretty good, even in the threads here. Many of us are actively targeting the goal, the nirvana, the promised land of financial independence. We buy and hold, we reinvest cash flow because we're going to achieve financial independence. And to help us do that, let's talk about finance. Last week, the S&P 500 finished down about 2.94% on the week. 6 sectors, and you can see the action here. 6 sectors: consumer staples, materials, healthcare, utilities, financials, and industrials. Closed at a loss, but still they outperformed the S&P 500, which lost 2.94%. The S&P 500, in turn, outperformed 5 sectors, specifically energy, information technology, real estate, consumer discretionary, and communication services. A messy week, no place to hide last week, unless you were receiving dividends, in which case you sat back with a case of Schadenfreude and enjoyed the action. The VIX traded up to 21.67 modestly because it started the week at 20.02. We're still looking for a big market blow-off accompanied by a VIX closer to 40 before we can before we can call a bear market rally or bear market's over. So sit back and wait before earnestly deploying your capital. Nibble like I'm doing, but I'm not putting any big sums in, just dividends every month until I start to see an honest-to-God blow-off. The 10-year note closed the week at 3.95%. It's up about 14 basis points week on week, flat on the year. And as mentioned last week, we're seeing attractive yields in short-term govies now. The 6-month T-bill is yielding 5.07%. Long-term rate of return in the U.S. equity markets roughly 7%. Fixed income is an attractive alternative to taking on risk in the equity market. And given the state of the macro and global markets right now, how are you going to be compensated for this risk? Do you really think there's significant upside at current prices? I don't think so. Oil closed the week at $76.60. It's flat and now down about 4.6% year to date. So it's another week, another Friday, another op to engage the crypto markets. And you know me by now. Yesterday I bought Bitcoin and Ripple using cash flow from the rental properties. Other people's money. Just keep buying, guys. Use money you won't need for years. Park it into crypto, and who knows? You might just be pleasantly surprised someday. I've been buying Bitcoin every Friday for years. I don't have a lot of money invested in Bitcoin, but I've got a lot of wealth. Think about that statement. When you buy for years, even small amounts of money over a long period of time in crypto can become large, perhaps startlingly large amounts of money. I'm pretty surprised at what's transpired. Buying and never selling. So, let's see what me and my buddies, about 50 or so, total absolute money freaks, some brokers, some bankers, some blissfully retired or otherwise unemployed. What do we talk about all week on a private Telegram channel? As you know, if money is the stuff you'll like this stuff. Welcome, my friends, to Global Wall Street. We are absolutely everywhere. We've got 7 slides for 7 days. So let's go. And this is a good one. My God, you know, these people on social media, I have no idea why they do this stuff, why they make absolute fools out of themselves. Look at this idiot. I have no idea who he is. I'm not going to engage with him on Twitter. I don't do that. But look, he's going to arbitrage 4 homes on Airbnb. Does the good gentleman understand what arbitrage is? No. Any undergraduate would know this doesn't make sense what he's saying. He's going to get 4 homes list them on Airbnb, and they'll earn $12,000 a month. Therefore, he can buy a $2 million ranch in Montana and earn his mortgage payment, which allegedly would be $12,000 a month. Well, here's something you got to know, Mr. Blake. First of all, no bank will take $12,000 in rent income and match it up with a mortgage. They're going to haircut it. They'll likely haircut it 50% or more. So you're not going to get $12,000 that you can apply to a mortgage. You'll likely have $3,000 to maybe $6,000 if you're lucky that'll apply for a mortgage, right? But he says, "Oh, I just covered the cost of my ranch with an asset." Hey, dude. Mortgage properties aren't assets, they're liabilities. And this is how you need to think. What, I'm going to put my head up my bum like you got it? No. Come to university, get an undergrad education, and you'll realize just what a messy statement you made there. It doesn't make any sense at all. But still, I blame the educational system. We're not helping people understand money well enough. And this was something that circulated on the Telegram channel. We talked about it. My God, this is how most people live their lives. They just don't build any wealth. What they do is they just play a game. They get money, they spend money. Who gets the money? The rich, business owners, companies, corporations, things like that. Trying to stay out of jail, no comment there. I've never been in jail, never will, hopefully never be in jail. But no, this is just really, I can't imagine living like this. Guys, achieve financial independence. Get your own income where you don't have to work. Like I do, like I did in 2002. And life becomes very, very different. As I always say, when other people are paying your bills. And this guy has a really good view. Now, this is from 2015. And my friend Lise posted it. She's over at Credit Suisse. Really smart with money. And this is something she brought up. I can't remember what we were talking about, but she put in an excellent counterpoint to somebody. And it was like, my God, I have to admit, I never heard this story before. But he bought a painting, a Modigliani painting, and he did it solely so he can get the Amex points. Right? And what he did then was he bought 4 round-the-world tickets for him and his family, and they're going around the world. So he wanted the painting. Clearly, he didn't need the painting. He wanted the painting, and he thought long and hard, and he figured out a way to buy the painting and actually maximize his expenditure or revenue. This is really cool, guys. Check your points. I do check my points on my Amex card, and I try to use them up. I don't leave them. Amex has never been really bad like that, but there have been other credit card companies that midterm, they change the rules regarding the points. And so I always spend my points whenever I can, whatever makes sense. My most recent purchase was this big honking battery for the property, for our primary residence, our home. And I bought it, about 4 months ago. And I used points to get it Primarily because, they were talking about blackouts this winter, and I'm not going to go do their blackout. I got a lot of electronics, and I want my Macs to be fed. So I bought this big honking battery pack. I'd have to post a picture of it. It's a monster, and it'll run the stuff I've got, but I use points for it. So guys, if you got points, use your points. And here's a good one. What is going on in the United States right now? Are we moving to a nation, as we say here, of eternal debt? Look at the number of 65-year-old pluses that own their home but without a mortgage. It's plummeting. And I don't know exactly what the problem is. I don't know what the explanation is. I know what the solution is. It's better financial education. We don't teach people well enough about money. And they shouldn't have to go for an undergraduate finance degree or a master's in finance to learn this stuff. By the time you get in your 60s, guys, you don't want to have any debt. I don't have any debt. I haven't had any debt for about 20 years. I don't like debt. I kill off debt as soon as I got it. I had one mortgage in my life. It was a 25-year term note. I detested it, and I killed it in 8 years. And we really have to do a better job of teaching people how to manage money, how to live their lives. It's a very odd scenario we find emerging. This is true in the UK as well. I just don't have the data in front of me, but I've seen similar data in the UK. We're not educating people properly about money. And that causes problems. Speaking of problems, the Fed is doing lots of stuff to try to curtail inflation. Now, I have a real problem with this, guys, right? What happened was the government printed in the States roughly $6 trillion and handed it out, distributed it to anybody who wanted it, pretty much. And now the money's being spent, and the textbook definition of inflation is too much money chasing too limited a supply of goods or services. So that's why we're seeing prices spike, guys. And now the Fed is really, really, really sharply increasing interest rates. Look on the right-hand side. You can see how fast interest rates are going up. 475 basis points in less than a year. Or roughly 1 year, I'm so sorry. Look at this, guys. Every time they move quickly like this, they break something. It's really sort of scary. We're not sure exactly what's going to be broken, but we know something is. Still, we'll always have Bitcoin. And once again, guys, if you don't have Bitcoin, buy some Bitcoin. One Bitcoin's divisible into 100 million Satoshis. You already know what a Satoshi is. Pounds and pence, 1 pound, 100 pence, dollars and cents, $1, 100 cents. You're already experts. So you don't have to buy one Bitcoin every week or every month or every year. Buy yourself 1 million sats. Buy yourself 500,000 sats. Satoshis, as we call it. Take advantage of this crypto bear market. You can see what's going on with these intermediaries. You see the number of layoffs is accelerating. It's really starting to pile up. But just buy Bitcoin and relax. And check this out. The world's got two different types of people in it, and that may not be true or may not be observable now, but it will certainly become true and visible in the future. There are those with Bitcoin. I'm one. Hopefully everyone listening here is either a Bitcoiner or will soon be. And those are the people that we call the no-coiners. Roughly 100 million people own Bitcoin. 7.7 million people, roughly, are no-coiners. Do you want to be one of the majority? The broke, the financially illiterate, the soon-to-be poor majority? Or do you want to be in the minority? Guys, only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be mined. That's it. We've already mined and distributed roughly 19.6 million. There's only about 1.4 million Bitcoin left. Buy Bitcoin. It's the best advice I can give you guys. All right, guys, that's it for this evening. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you're investing for cash flow. I hope you're buying stocks that pay dividends. I hope you're buying Bitcoin. I hope you're buying gold and silver. We didn't talk about gold this week, but I hope you're buying gold. Oh, and if you got the liquidity, buy yourself some rental property. Invest now. The best time to invest was 30 years ago, guys. The second best time to invest is now. Take control of your financial future. It's going to be a fantastic week, guys. Take care. Oh, good tune. My God. Got to take the wife out clubbing tonight, I'm telling you.